You ever have that moment where everything feels like it's about to snap? Like the air itself gets thick and you can almost hear the crack before it breaks. That's exactly how the night started when I realized the friendship I thought was unbreakable was slipping through my fingers. We'd been inseparable for years, the kind of friends who knew each other's secrets without needing to say a word. But sometimes, even the strongest bonds fray when one thread pulls too hard, and I was about to pull mine without knowing the damage it would cause. It was a Friday evening, and we were supposed to meet up like always, but I was distracted, restless, caught up in a whirlwind of emotions I hadn't fully understood yet. The tension inside me was a storm ready to burst. When I finally saw them waiting outside the cafe, their face lit up in that familiar way, that smile that usually made everything okay. But something inside me twisted, a bitter knot that clouded my judgment and silenced the words I should have said. Instead of greeting them like I usually did, I blurted out something harsh, a careless comment that wasn't true but slipped out anyway. The instant the words left my mouth, I saw the shock flash across their eyes, and I knew I had crossed a line. Their hurt was raw and immediate, like a mirror shattered into countless pieces. I wanted to take it back, to rewind time, but the damage was done, and the silence that followed was heavier than any argument we'd ever had. I tried to explain, to apologize, but my voice felt small and weak, lost in the space between us. They didn't want to hear it, not then, not there. They turned away, the finality in their steps breaking something deep inside me. Walking home alone, the city lights blurred through my tears. Each step echoed with the memories of laughter, secrets, and dreams we'd shared. How did it all unravel so quickly? How did I let my own fears and frustrations push away the one person who mattered most? The next days were a haze. My phone stayed silent, no calls, no messages. I stared at the screen, my thumbs hovering, but the words wouldn't come. Pride and guilt warred inside me, trapping me in a prison of my own making. Friends who noticed the change asked what happened, but I couldn't find the courage to explain. How do you tell people that you lost a friend because of your own mistake? That sometimes the hardest battles are the ones inside your own heart. Everywhere I went, I saw reminders, a song we loved, a place we frequented, even a scent that pulled me back to moments when everything was simple and right. Those memories were bittersweet, sweet because they were real, bitter because they were gone. I wasn't sure if they hated me or if they were just hurt beyond words. All I knew was the silence was deafening, a void where our friendship used to live and breathe. One night I found myself scrolling through old messages, rereading every laugh, every plan, every promise. The weight of what I'd lost pressed down on me like a storm cloud refusing to lift. I wondered if I could ever fix it, if I could find a way to show them that I was truly sorry, that I never meant to hurt them. But the fear of rejection held me back, the possibility that I'd only make things worse if I tried. Days turned into weeks, and still no word. The loneliness settled in, not the kind that disappears with company, but the kind that seeps into your bones and makes you question everything. Sometimes, late at night, I'd replay the moment over and over, imagining different words, different choices. What if I'd been kinder? What if I hadn't let my frustration win? Those what-ifs were a cruel soundtrack to my sleepless nights. I kept hoping for a sign, a message, anything to let me know that maybe, just maybe, there was still a chance. But with each passing day, hope felt like a fragile thread fraying at the edges. It's strange how one impulsive moment can ripple out and change everything. How a single choice can rewrite years of friendship into a story of regret and what could have been. I'm writing this now because I want to be honest about the pain, the mistakes, and the aching longing to make amends. Maybe someone else will read this and see their own story reflected in mine. Because friendship isn't perfect. It's messy, complicated, and sometimes it breaks. but it's also precious, worth fighting for, even when the odds feel stacked against you. Right now, I'm still waiting, still hoping, waiting for the day they might reach out, hoping that the bond we shared can somehow survive the storm I helped create. And if they never do, I'll carry this lesson with me, that the hardest regrets come from the things you didn't mean to do, but did anyway, the words that hurt the most when they come from someone you love. So here I am, caught between the past and the uncertain future, holding on to memories and the fragile hope that even broken friendships can find a way back to the light. Every day since that night, I've learned a little more about forgiveness, both giving it and asking for it. It's not easy, but it's the only path I see to healing. Sometimes I wonder if they think about me, if they remember the good times or only the pain. It's a question that haunts me, and I don't know if I'll ever get the answer. But in the quiet moments, when the world feels still, I reach out with my heart, hoping somehow it finds its way back to them, even if my voice doesn't. This story isn't finished. It's a chapter still being written, filled with uncertainty and regret, but also with a deep yearning for reconciliation and peace. I don't have all the answers, and I can't undo the past, but I'm learning to live with the consequences of my choices, hoping that someday the broken pieces might be mended. If you're reading this and you've lost a friend too, know you're not alone. The pain of broken bonds is something many carry quietly inside. Maybe like me, you're still waiting for a second chance, or maybe you're still searching for the courage to reach out and say, "I'm sorry." Whatever your story is, I hope it leads to healing. Because friendship is one of the most beautiful things we have, and it's worth fighting for, even when it feels like everything is falling apart. I'm sharing this because I wish someone had shared it with me before everything fell apart. A reminder that sometimes the hardest thing is to choose kindness over anger, understanding over judgment. And even when we mess up, even when we hurt the people we love, there's still a sliver of hope if we're brave enough to hold on to it. So here's to broken friendships, to choices we regret, and to the hope that maybe, just maybe, we can find our way back to each other someday. Until then, I'm holding on, learning, and waiting, hoping that the story isn't over yet. Because sometimes the hardest part isn't the break itself, but the silence that follows and the weight of what's left unsaid. And maybe one day, that silence will turn into a conversation, and the regret into something new, something that can heal. But for now, I carry this story with me, a reminder of how fragile friendships are and how much they mean when they're whole. I don't know what the future holds, but I do know that I'll never forget the choice I made and the friend I lost because of it. This is my story, raw and unfinished, a confession and a hope wrapped into one. And if you've ever felt the sting of a broken friendship, maybe you understand why some choices haunt us long after the moment has passed. I'm still here, still hoping, still waiting for a chance to make things right. Because sometimes that's all we can do, wait and hope that forgiveness is just around the corner. And maybe, just maybe, one day we'll find our way back to the people we thought we'd lost forever. Until then, I hold on to the memories, the laughter, and the love that once filled those moments before everything changed. I wish I could go back and change what happened, but all I can do now is learn and move forward, carrying the lessons and the pain. This story isn't just mine, it belongs to anyone who's ever lost something precious because of a single choice. And maybe, by sharing it, I can help someone else find the courage to hold on, to forgive, or to reach out before it's too late. Because no friendship is perfect, but some are worth fighting for, no matter how far apart we end up. And even when the silence is loudest, there's still a chance for a new beginning, if we're willing to take it. So here I am, still waiting, still hoping, and still learning what it means to truly value the people who stand by us. Maybe one day, the story will have a new chapter, one filled with forgiveness, understanding, and a friendship reborn. Until then, I carry this weight with me, a reminder of the cost of one moment's choice and the power of what we lose when we let fear win. This is my story, and it's far from over. Thank you for listening. And if you're out there, my friend, I hope you're hearing this because I'm still here. Waiting.